Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a rec review from one of my Patreon members who's actually climbed quite a bit of elo recently. So we're going to be reviewing Yukasha here. And the last rec review we did a few months ago, I think 2-3 months ago, something like that. Maybe 4 months at this point. He was 1100 and now he's up at 1450 almost, which is incredible progress. And honestly, I've been hearing a lot of success stories from my Patrons recently. We have a Discord we share together, and this is just one of the better ones we've had recently, but there's a ton of success stories coming from there, and it just makes me really happy. So today we're going to be reviewing it, another replay from him. He's playing as the Mongols, and let's see how he does. So he says he thinks he did well, but he's not really sure what could have went better, and he wants to have my feedback on it. So by all means, let's go ahead and dissect this replay. Starting things off pretty clean Dark Age, only minor mistake there with eating multiple animals, but that's really not the biggest of deals. And yeah, one thing that could help is just moving those sheep out of the way. But otherwise, ooh, and actually, I don't like this. You went back around the places that you've already scouted. Never do that. Always go around, because this is what you're actually missing. You're missing like how to wall this side. Like, so this is what you see. You're missing this wood line. So if you went around this way, you would have seen that wood line, and you would have gotten a bit more information. And then you'd still end up with the deer like 10 seconds later. So it'd still be in a reasonable time. But otherwise, pretty clean Dark Age. So we can continue, probably fast forward through this. You're 1400. At this point, the Dark Ages tend to be quite clean. Bit late to that second boar, though. Yeah, we're Mongols. House out here. Okay, not too bad. Ooh, yeah, I think things got a little messy here. It's hard to really like say what exactly, but things definitely got out of hand for you. You've also picked up Loom a little earlier. Not much like specific feedback to give. I think you know what went wrong here, so my advice would just be to make sure you're cleaning things up. The advice I like to give, actually, nice mill. It's actually good to block against men-at-arms and whatnot. But the advice I give is just to plan ahead. Like, you know the second boar should come, so plan ahead and plan to bring it in a little bit earlier. Don't just leave things to the last second, so if you get distracted by a scout, then you're gonna get completely lost. Alright. Trading here is also not that good because our Mongol scout is more valuable. We get up to Feudal Age faster usually. So that's why I don't really recommend trading. And we are going to get Drush. Let's see how you react to this Drush. This is the first bit of aggression coming at us. Normally it should just be like easy small walls. Like wall here, wall back there. Ooh, I think a house here would have been way better. Yeah, you might be in some trouble here. Oh, I don't like this reaction at all. Okay, so if we can't quick wall properly, it's fine. But I recommend we don't try to quick wall. So if you're not at the level where you can quick wall comfortably, some people can do it, easier than others. It's only natural. I recommend if you just fought back with builds without this wall blocking everything, this house, this would be actually much easier to clean up. This is something I always tell people. Like, sometimes walling actually, like quick walling actually hurts you. So the only thing that went bad this game, or this drush rather, oh, we might lose that vill. Wow, yeah. The only bad thing that happened was because we were so blocked. So we ended up losing a scout and the vill. Just because we were blocked and we couldn't fight properly. Oh, and this barracks is absolutely horrible. Wow, okay. So clearly you're panicking. Okay, yeah, please fix that. Barracks on the front would be much better. Okay, so no problem. After the drush, you want to really get back on track. So get back to whatever you want to do, which I assume is probably just a scout rush. So get the barracks and then, the stable and whatnot. So go ahead and fast forward here a little bit. This is pretty good. Double barracks is solid. Thing is, like, we're still in a decent position because if you look at our opponent, he still hasn't even clicked up. He's trying to get some walls down. Actually going out here for hunt. In my opinion, he should be dead. He's doing kind of a very dead strat at the moment. It's the Drush Fast Castle. This strat is really hard to pull off. It's a strategy I really don't recommend myself. And I'm curious what he's going to do with these vills, actually. What is he going to do with those? He's just in the middle of nowhere with 6 vills. 7 vills. Oh, he might take those here, but it's so exposed. No, he's just going to send them back. Yeah, this guy didn't really get the rec review, but just some advice, some friendly advice for him as well. Never do that. Someone needs to do the math. Like the walking time that the vills take to go there, make a mill and back, I think that's not worth the deer. I think just taking wood and making farms is so much better. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and pressure. Whoa, what the hell? Why are we going range? Holy. What is this? When did we make that? I was looking at the deer. I'm really curious as to why you'd want a range right away after the stable. No, so your plan is to go scout rush. Why would you want a scout rush and a follow-up range and go skirms when your opponent's not even feudal? Like, he's not going to go archers. So my only thinking is you might think, okay, he might be walls. I need the range to break through the walls. But even that's actually really bad thinking. Like, if you want to do that, you'd make an archer, not skirms. Skirms don't really prevent walling behind that. And even, like, to be honest, doing that without scouting your opponent's weird. Because we don't even know if he's fully walled, and in fact, he was not. So, doing that is a weird decision. We're going to get a nice fill kill. That's actually really smart from you. And we're going to also pick up a scout. So, that's quite good. I just don't understand the range here. My advice, never do this. This is very weird. Okay? You have to have a very good reason to make a range before making any farms. And especially with skirms, like, what are the skirms going to do? You'll see, they're going to accomplish absolutely nothing here. I'm 100% sure of it. Just because skirms in general are very weak against vills, and in low numbers, they're not going to really be able to do anything except counter archers, but I don't think there's going to be many archers on the field. Maybe he's bringing them out now. So instead of doing this range now, what you should have done is gotten Horse Collar, for example, gotten a few more farms down, and just had a more stable economy. Because what's going to happen now, you sunk... the range is sunk cost, right? Like, you know, the 3 skirms, the range, that's not generating you anything, okay? So, when the berries run out now, you're going to realize just how messy your economy is, okay? I call this an economy collapse. Pay attention, guys. This happens all the time. Some economy collapses can be okay. Like, you know, your berries run out 4 vills, that's fine. And this one here, economy runs out. Berries run out 8 vills, and we only have wood for 1 farm. We're going to send them all to the wood line, and now we have 16 vills on 1 wood line. And I promise you, if you don't take some of those off very soon, you're going to start floating wood. And even this, even if you send them there and you start taking them off, you're still walking time back and forth. So that range, instead of the range, we would have had 4 extra farms from those berries. Then you send 4 on farms, 4 on wood. All of a sudden, you have a more balanced structure. And then you can, you know, go on to gold and start looking to click up, for example. So it's a much better setup to do it like that. Also, I'm going to lower the cam a little bit so it doesn't look as awkward. You see, like, there's like a lot of space on top doing nothing. So, okay, you know, we committed to the skirms, and they're going to help against the spears, I guess. What would be better, though, is to, like, let him get the spears, let him get the walls, whatever. Make 2-3 scouts, find as much damage as possible. If we made spears and walls, we just go up to castle ourselves, no problem. You know, this whole skirms to force something, I don't think it's that useful. So I would stray away from that. That being said, I like, you know, despite the fact that you made it, I like that you're at least using it, which I think is very good. So you're going to get some value out of it, which is actually really nice. That's why I respect this. If you gained some respect back from me. Because despite you went for, like, I would consider, like, a bad play, you're at least committing to it, which is definitely a solid move. Alright? So now your opponent's getting armor. And, yeah, now you're floating some wood, but you did a good job. You pulled those off wood into farms. So you fixed the economy collapse. But now you're making too many farms, 23 farms. We're going to start floating food. We're going from one economy collapse to the next. Things need to be a lot smoother than that. And I have plenty of videos, by the way. Like, any of my videos will show you how to do a smooth development. But I'm sure that you know about, like, how to develop smoothly, because you're aware of not floating too much wood, for example, not floating too much food. Now you're getting onto gold with a few vills. So you're kind of aware that things are going wrong. So my advice would be like, okay, this is good. Just try to do things a bit smoother. It's gonna just get you a faster castle time, for example. Alright, scouts and skirms, definitely quite a successful rush so far. Forcing your opponent to skirms in a very defensive position. Which is the case a lot of times. So a lot of times you won't make the 100% best play. But it's still, like, playable. Like, the range play was not amazing, but it's still playable. So as a coach, I have to point it out and say, you know, okay, probably not, you know, ideal. But the way you played with it made it, you know, quite okay. Which I, like I said, really, I give you a lot of credit for that, to be honest. Now you're running around with the scouts. At this point, you should know, okay, I'm going to lose all of these scouts. Let's get as much value as possible. And that's fine. Oh, actually, you might be able to run away, which is... oh, another good play. Good. Okay. At this point, you should be planning your transition to Castle Age, okay? I see a winning advantage. So let me pause here a second, and let me see if you guys can spot the winning advantage. If you see... Obviously, we don't have knowledge of our opponent's base, but with the knowledge we have, I want you to see if you guys see what I see here. I'll give you a couple seconds. You can pause if you want to think about it. This is like a chess video. All right, so the things that I see here is that, number one, we did a lot of damage, caused some, you know, we forced him to make armor, we forced him to make a lot of units, so I already see him, like, kind of far behind. But I also see him only on 8 farms, okay? And his berries are done. This is, in my opinion, the worst setup possible at Feudal Age, where you don't have enough farms, and you're lacking food to go up, and you have army in your base, because your opponent in this position, and you have knowledge about this, like, even with this knowledge, you can see that this is the case. It's very hard to get food, and since the market nerf, it's even harder to get food instantly. So if your opponent is behind in farm count, he is significantly further behind at getting to castlage. So in my opinion, right now, all you have to do, this game is won. All you have to do is slow things down, keep massing a few skirms so you don't die to his counterattack. So make 6-7 skirms maybe, and maybe just wall up the front to defend your gold, for example, down here. And just keep a few skirms to defend and look to win the game in castlage. I talked about this a lot, and I made a Patreon video about it just today, actually, like 45 minutes ago. And the idea is you can't get a game-winning advantage in Feudal Age consistently. Maybe 1 out of like 20 games or something. Because the idea is, even if you get a few, like let's say you get some nice value, your skirms, your scouts, your spearmen, they're quite weak against Vils. There's only one unit that can kill Vils easily in Feudal Age, and that's actually the archer. Second best is maybe Men-at-Arm or Bloodline Scout, okay? So you're going to get a small advantage in Feudal, and you look to win the game in Castle, and that's the big idea here. So in my opinion, this army is toast. Trade as much as you can. Stop attacking now. The damage is done. Make it easy on yourself. Send this army back. Oh, and you're walling. This is brilliant. This is fantastic. So I'm not sure how you lose this game, to be honest. Like, if you lose this game, something major has to go wrong. Because this game for me is already done. Your opponent's going to try to use the market. Look at that. Sold the wood, bought the food. This works. It's going to get him to castlage. But that's a very inefficient use of resources. Very, very. Like, I'm not a fan of that. Alright, so opponent's going up to castle. We're fully walling our base. Could do a better job walling out here. But because we didn't scout it, we didn't move with our scouts. You didn't know about this. So you're walling like this. See that? If you had your games casted, you'd be getting called stupid right now. Not by the casters, but the viewers. Why is he not walling across? The viewers don't know that you don't see it. He's so obvious. So that's why you have to keep that in mind, you know. But that's for us players, us pro players to worry about. The public eye. I remember a funny story where like anyway, it's maybe a story for another day. It's too long to get into it here. Okay, so we're gonna get up to castlage first. This is a really nice advantage usually. So how do we get ahead? So we're on skirms. When we're on a defensive unit like this, we're gonna go elite skirm, which I don't mind, by the way. We look to get advantage through town centers and economy. So I would get Bowsaw. TC is nice. Get Bowsaw, and that should be a good start. And I like that you got off your farms. You did have too many farms, and you did realize that. So you actually got off your farms quite a bit here, which is good. It's still not like, again, the Feudal Age was not ideal for us, and we hit castle like what time? 22:55. I swear I can do the exact same build you did. Or like without the range. If you just didn't do the range so early, you would have hit like 21 minutes. You just do the range a bit later so you don't collapse your economy as much. I can probably do the same build and hit like 20 minutes with Mongols. This should be a really fast sip. But anyway, it's no problem. So now you're going to go for what looks to be CA. Ooh, okay. We're going to go CA, not elite skirm. Okay, nice. I don't mind that, but I think we might need elite skirm if he's on crossbow. By the way, if you didn't know, like elite skirm CA is a really good comp. Very, very good comp. Elite skirm makes it so you don't die to crossbow, and CA kills literally every other unit. And if you go skirms, then you're already on elite skirm, so you're fine as well. That's only weak to like scorpion defense and booming, I guess. But if your opponent's on expo, I highly recommend you do that. Elite skirm and then go CA after. Because then if he goes crossbow knight, it doesn't work. Because then you got the CA behind to clear the knights. That's actually a really, really strong comp. Okay, but I mean, 2TC, like, what's the issue here? What goes wrong? Because so far, I'm seeing you're actually playing it very well. And I give you a lot of credit. Now, 2TC, you know, managing the economy very nicely. Going for ballistics now, I don't mind it. Yeah, not a bad choice. Maybe a lumber camp here would be nice. But otherwise, it's going pretty well. Let's see how the engagement goes. So far, I think the only oversight is not going elite skirm. I think that could hurt you. This is what you see. So I don't know if you know about the expo. I imagine you kind of know. Now you see it. Let's see how you react. Expo camo. That guy's playing well too. That's a good comp to go on. With a lot of vills though. We have a 15 vill lead. Ooh, don't tell me you counterattack. That's really, really risky actually. I don't know if I like the counterattack. I'll explain why later. Let's see how it does first. So I can use hindsight bias to my advantage. No, I'm kidding. But let's see how it does first. But I'll explain the reasons why I don't like the counterattack. So, situation right now, he's attacking us and we're attacking him. We're going to go straight to his gold. He reacts perfectly, but it's a good place to hit. I don't mind that. Okay, now we're panicking at home. Okay. And now the game is messy. Okay, so this is why I knew this would happen. This is why I hate this counterattack. Okay. When you already have a vill lead. And if you don't know you have a vill lead, you cash at this point. You need to, you're a Patreon member. You need to watch a recent video I made you would be surprised how much of a village you get by getting a faster castle. And in this case, you should know that you did like significant damage to him and you made a TC right away, like yourself. So you don't know he's got this much auto TC, but you should know that you have a good economic standing here. So whether you're ahead in vills or not, doesn't necessarily matter too much, but you should know that you have a pretty decent position on the map. And when you have a decent position and you're winning, so even if it's just winning by a little bit, I recommend we don't take any risk. So instead of counterattacking, which is a risk by its nature, what we should do is just defend, push him off for the house with our CA, and force him to go elsewhere and your house wall so he can't break in. With just the crossbows hitting a house, he won't break in. The camels are doing too much damage to it. So you just defend with your CA and keep masking them. That would be a way better play than the counterattack. And I know you're thinking you made like a scorpion, to defend and whatnot, but I would only leave if you have the scorpion ready to defend and you didn't have it ready. So you're taking a lot of damage by making it messy, okay? And this is something I don't really recommend when you have a village lead like so. And so now your opponent is really happy. He's down 20 vills, which you don't know you're up 20 vills, but you should know you have an advantage here because of what happened in the game. But he's down 20 vills. He doesn't really know that. He has wheelbarrow, I guess, so, 20 minus 3. So all you have to do is play a bit safer. And then trade army against army, usually. In a favorable way. Okay. Weird trades behind the woodline. It's a bit awkward. We're getting outranged quite a bit. Don't like that. And we're getting pressured at home. So you see how complicated the game got? In my opinion, I would go like easiest path to success. And for me, easiest path to success would be to defend, get mangonels, wait for ballistics as well. Like you got to university and didn't get ballistics. That's like me. I went to university and I dropped out a year later. It's not very good. Okay, you get to university, you get ballistics as well. And then once you have CA, Scorpions, Mangonels with ballistics, you win every fight. Like it's a really strong unit in Castle Age. And then you can go for the 30C. But with all this counterattack, you still have a lot of checkpoints to hit. Like you still have a 30C, ballistics, you still have wheelbarrow. You have a lot of things that could improve your position without attacking your opponent. And so I don't know why you rushed to attack your opponent from a winning position when you still had a lot of things to do at home. And it led to this very strange position now, where you're still dealing with the same army, but we're 10 CA less because we counterattacked and we lost them. Same army, now we have to fight it with 10 CA less. I just want to imagine a situation where we had 10 CA and 2 Scorpions that you had earlier. Is this army getting in? No way, right? But now it might. Getting the Scorpions out, we still don't have ballistics as well. Okay, so this is where things get complicated for us. We still have the Vil lead, but because we're under so much pressure, it's hard to make it with Vil lead work. And I'm like you, I got into this position a lot before I understood exactly what was happening. So basically, you were in a position where you had the Vil lead already, but it hadn't paid off yet. You were in that transition period where you needed to just play a chill game for 2-3 minutes, and then you have a massive lead. But because you didn't chill for those 2-3 minutes, it led you to this position where now you still have the Vil lead, but you lost a lot of army, you're under a lot of pressure, and your Vils are working inefficiently like this, okay? So this is why, when you lost, you probably, or if you lose, I still don't know, but no matter what happened, you probably just felt like something was off, and you don't know exactly why, because you probably didn't realize that there was such a crucial timing window that you needed to survive. And that's why this rec review should be really, really good for you. And here you had the idea to go 30C, but you stopped. You should definitely go for it. This is so inefficient. Make a lumber camp. We're saving up for a castle now. Which is strange. Not because it's bad, but it's just like a castle is decent, but then we're going to go like, it's not bad. I think the castle's fine. It's going to help secure your base. Yeah, good massive CA. Now we're getting onto respectable CA numbers again. In my opinion, by the way, just like to make sure the commentary is very clear for everyone, I still think we're winning. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, you're now losing. I still think you're winning. But you just have to start making the correct choices, okay? Like, for example, here, easy thing to spend your resources on. Wheelbarrow and padded archer armor. That would be perfect. 30C would be perfect. Maybe a castle right here on the front. I don't think our army is big enough to go elsewhere with the castle. Now our opponent's up to imp. He's fast imping. Holy. Okay. It's actually quite scary. Malian fast imp, Arbalest, okay. But they don't have bracer. But still, Arbalest will cook the... especially with chemistry, they're going to cook the CA. A little bit of downtime. I go for the 30C, the castle. Okay, it's quite good. Like, you're actually making really good choices for the most part, I would say. Nice, and push you. Again, you really want to raid this gold, eh? See, now when you have ballistics, the raids are better. Oh, you don't have ballistics. Wow, okay. Why did you have ballistics? That's crazy. Okay, it's coming in now. Okay, excellent. Yeah, raiding with ballistics with TA is so good. It's like a game changer. Yeah, like you wouldn't have gotten that village without ballistics. That's good. Just lost a couple CA. Now he's up to Imp. Okay, now... God, we're gonna do another pause the video. I don't care. I'm fully committed. You guys let me know if you like this kind of style with the pause the video in the comments below. Okay, pause the video. What's the best move for blue in this situation? All right, so if you guys paused and you guys figured it out, he should 100% go all in castle here. I would say he actually has to go all in castle. And I'll tell you why. He doesn't have the time, in my opinion, to go up to Imp and survive this push. Because what's going to happen now is that there's going to be bomber cannons coming out in about a minute. And the bomber cannons will start hitting the castle. So Imp, for him, would take 2 minutes to get the resources. Then another 3 minutes to complete, roughly. And then another, like, 2 minutes to get any Imp tech. So we're down, like, it's going to be like 7 to 8 minutes of downtime before we can defend. And I don't think we have that. But we have a 40 village, which he doesn't know, but we have a good army in castle as well with... you know, CA plus light cap, for example. It's a very good army. So I think we can fight him in Castle Age with more economy but less tech. So that's the best move for blue. I don't think he's going to think of it because it's a very hard thing to think about, especially in the moment. But if he thinks of it, consider me very impressed. So let's see. He's floating some food now. I'm thinking he's saving up for Imp. And yeah, the quick play would be to just drop 3 stables, get cav armor, and go light cap. Imp could work. Not saying it will never work. It could work. But it's very, very risky. So let's see. Arbalest is in. Now, yeah, it's going to be very hard to fight Arbalest. Especially, why not armor? You know, armor on CA is really good, by the way. Because it's a 70 HP unit. It's not like armor on Expo, 35 HP unit. It's still going to be squishy. But armor on CA is really good. So you should definitely get even first and second armor. It's good. Okay, we're going to go Imperial. Let's see if we can stall out. In this case, because you can't fight your opponent, now it's good to raid, okay? So just so you guys don't think I'm like completely anti-raiding. Now that you can't fight his army at all, like there's no point even trying, now you should go full raiding with the CA. So this is very good. You get a double thumbs up from me for this kind of raiding. And I hope I made that distinction clear. Then Castle Age, when you want to stabilize the game, no need to raid. But now when your army is useless to defend, then you go raid. It's the best use of the army. Alright, the opponent's going to start bombard cannoning us. I still think we win, by the way. Despite everything. So now it's just about holding. Okay, so like, okay, you went for the Imperial Age route. I'm not going to say it's not going to work, so the best thing to do is just hold. And you have to buy another like 4 or 5 minutes now. So you get an Imp with the technologies. So yeah, maybe we can do that. In fact, it's looking quite good because your raids were very solid. Alright. Gonna go ahead and break that house. Oh, very, very good raids. See how you're idling everything. This is amazing. She's playing very well. Wow. Okay, we're getting siege. The castle's buying a lot of time. Now we're in Imp. Now, we just need to buy like a couple more minutes till we get our tech. And then we're good to go. We're gonna go full CA, which I like a lot. We just need to get, again, no armor. We need to get armor, man. Parthian Tactics is good too. Thumb ring, something like that. Get an attack. It's funny because, like, I'm pretty sure if you just got armor, this amount of CA can probably win this in castle. Like, I don't think you even need Imp. But you're gonna go heavy CA, which is good. It's a decent tech there. He's gonna send his army back and clear these guys up. Which is a win for you, to be honest, because that army is at least not pressuring you anywhere. So that's good. Why not? And you're going to run away with most of your army anyways. That's the mobility advantage. And really good production behind it. You know what? I actually leave this wreck to, like, giving you a lot of credit for a lot of things. Now, our main priority is to clear this up as fast as possible because we want to expand it. It's getting a little rough back here. So we want to expand. Let's see how you take the fight. Go for the bomber cannons first. Excellent. Good. Holy, no armor still. Yukasha's the kind of guy to go into a battle with like 2 swords, no shield. This is crazy. Full on damage. We're gonna get chemistry. Parthian Tactics. He probably thought it was a damage upgrade. It is a damage upgrade for Salb, so it's probably why he got it. Yeah, it's a good for the damage. Armor, it's not very important, but we'll take it. And I think we're missing Bracer now as well. Once we get those, it should be easy. Easy cleanup. Thumb ring, Bracer coming in. Yeah, easy cleanup. Malian, oh, let's wait. Oh, holy, let's watch that again. That was so sick. Watch on normal speed. Really nice. We went to the hill. stopped and moved again, I think. Oh my god, look at that. Insane. You're like one-shotting those guys. Dude, that was ridiculous. That was so satisfying. And holy, this was very satisfying. That was a really good ending. Consider me impressed, Yukasha. This was a very good replay, to be honest. Yeah, so I think if I had to really pinpoint one thing, it'd be like, okay, number one, Feudal Age was a bit of a mess. You can definitely clean that up a little bit. Watch some of my games for inspiration, and that's going to help you out. Nothing specific, just it was a bit messy. Then it really comes down to this moment right here, where you're massing CA. Again, I think you could have went Elite Scrim to make things easier, but if you didn't want to, you can just defend with CA. Like right here, instead of counterattacking, you have 10 CA, right? I would never think to counterattack here. I'd be like, okay, I'm chilling. I would just sit here, defend this, like push the camels back, continue massing, house wall the front and whatnot, and just go for the 30 CA right away. Which you did anyways. This is the thing. You literally did that anyway. You did it like 10 minutes later. Game ended before you got it up. Oh no, it's still up. So you still went for the 30C later anyway. I would just rather get the 30C up faster to just go further ahead in the development. Counterattacking is only really worth it when you A, need to, you have to, or B, you're behind and need to make some action happen, or it's an even game and your playstyle is to raid. That's another acceptable situation. But if you're already winning, I would recommend you to keep things as neutral as possible because that prevents throws from happening. And as someone who rarely throws games myself, I take a lot of pride in it, actually. I get really upset with myself when I throw games because it's the one thing that I really don't want to do. Sometimes you can get out microed, you make stupid mistakes, you lose army, bad matchup, bad map. There's a lot of reasons to lose. But in my opinion, the worst reason to lose is throwing a game. Because it's a game you should never lose, right? You're winning by default. It's a throw. So when you're winning and you're ahead, I recommend you play as consistent and as stable as possible, as smart as possible, just to make sure you don't throw games. And obviously in this one, we ended up winning. You had some brilliant raids at the end and a really nice cleanup. But sometimes it can get out of hand and you could lose off these mistakes. But yeah, thank you for sending the replay in. It was a really fun one. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you guys want to see more of these on YouTube. Not all of my audience watches rec reviews, guys. So if these benefit you, please like the video, comment, boost the algorithm, share it with some of your friends, post it on Reddit, do something like that. Because if not, I would just do these rec reviews as a service to the Patreon members without putting it to YouTube, okay? It's not for everyone on YouTube, so the people that watch, I need to put in double the effort so I keep posting these. Otherwise, I don't mind. I'll just post other stuff. So if you guys benefit from these, definitely be sure to run it up. And if you guys want to take part in these rec reviews and a lot of other perks, check out my Patreon. I put a lot of effort into it. Link in the description below. I've got a ton of things there to help you guys improve. And I just made a banger video. There's like 20 plus videos, all with like unfiltered, all the secrets out there that I put, as well as a lot of other perks and content that you guys can check out. Link in the description for that, and also check out my live stream there. And until next time, guys, make sure to stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, stay safe, and that's it. I said peace like 5 times. Peace again.